Hi YouTube, welcome. Mochismo Eugene. Appreciate you being here for another video from Exit Strategy. These glasses have a glaze. They're actually for blue light. It's annoying. I hope the volume is good. Today I have extensions that come out of my phone. One situation was, give me a second, was I have a cover on my phone, and so I was using a cord, almost like an AV, audio video cord that goes through my phone, and it goes into the DJI microphone amplifier or monitor. So this is just a little extension. Actually, let me grab one. I bought two off of Amazon. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how the narcissist will desert you when you are in fact the one. Help them to elevate. And that's all they are doing anyway, is elevating themselves from 1 minute to the next off of every supply that they can find. I've told you guys before, it's almost like the frog on a lily pad. He's only concerned about the lily pad because the lily pad serves only one purpose: to get them from from A to B, especially. So that's a good analogy. These are the things I ordered from Amazon, and I have a Galaxy. So I've tested this. I'm about to start talking loud. I've tested these once or twice, so if the audio is good, you guys let me know. What I'm trying to say is that plug that I was using, that cord, it actually, I think, restricted a lot of the voice, and I was trying to figure it out. So this is an elbow, and what this affords me is I'm able to use my phone. I don't use a laptop. Maybe I will at some point in life, but I'm all about compact. So I'm using my phone when I do videos, and I'm using my DJI mics. So it has I don't know what you call it, a 5-pin Android plug right there, and it's the same male female basically. And what it does, it affords me the ability to this is a longer side right here, and it affords me the ability not to have to take my cover off. I can just plug it in, and it extends out enough to where I can plug the DJI monitor in. So back to business. This story and the subject matter draws off of an individual or individuals. I was strolling on Instagram or TikTok a while back, and I noticed this couple that were singing, and they were very good singers. The man and the woman, the boyfriend, girlfriend, they both could sing. And then when I say sing, they can sing. And I've always liked people who have the ability to sing a cappella. That's a true sign of a person that truly can breathe and different things to which I can't sing. But I think I would be a great producer because I have an ear for great song. At least I think I could be a producer. Don't we all, right? So anyway, I used to love guessing who would win a Grammy, who would win, whatever, BET, and different things like that way back when, before I lost interest in that kind of stuff. So anyway, back to this couple. I'm going to give you the short of it. They, boyfriend, girlfriend, the female, and I'm not going to give the names. You can go and research, and you pretty much will be able to get an idea of who she is if you stroll through TikTok. This is a typical case of narcissistic personality disorder. How, when they level up, they leave you to rot. And so you get no credit. Not even that you need credit. They leave you to rot. They fend for themselves because they are always looking for the next new thing. So this individual, female, I believe she has signed with a music company, small music company be it, She's not on mainstream. And I don't know, maybe she's signed to a major label who are intertwined with some of the smaller record companies. And so she has management, blah, blah, blah. And she has pretty much cease and desisted the relationship with the guy. And they used to sing in their bedroom. They used to sing just, TikTok videos. And man, when I heard her sing the first time, I was blown away. And then to hear her boyfriend sing, I was like, wow. I would put him in the category of Ashford and Simpson, maybe like that, back in the day when they just seemed like they had that cohesive chemistry. And so, or BB and CC whining, when you see brother and sister, these female, male, singers, duets, man, it's just something to behold. You don't see that every day. And so there are a couple people on TikTok, to be honest with you. There's a family of a couple of boys and a couple of girls. They are a family on here. They sing gospel songs, but that's beside the point. Anyway, she moves on to bigger and better things, seemingly. And what it's embedded in is what she's giving the illusion of, that in code, boyfriend, it isn't working out. She hasn't really said exactly what broke them up, but I believe it's the music and the Hollywood and people, dangling money at her and opportunities. And so what she did, she dumped her boyfriend. Now, I don't know if their relationship was strained and toxic to begin with. It's a possibility that, very much so, that they were having problems or difficulties, communication, whatever. All relationships go through some type of difficulties. But when Hollywood or opportunity came knocking, it would just seem convenient. And I think it was just probably, if I had to guess, they wanted her and not him. And so she cut the cord on that relationship. And the backdrop for that is just this. A narcissist will do this very thing. I don't know if she is or he is, doesn't really matter. But I do know people who are very much devoted to one another may in fact do this sometimes too. But the difference is they get their bearings, and love conquers and overshadows everything. If it's the real love, if it's real love, and the real love, it trumps everything. And so this saga continues because what I can see, and I still see feeds of her popping up with different types of songs she's working on, and I can read some comments, and it's kind of like you just kind of saying to yourself, wow, music, which was supposed to be so sacred to her and so beautiful for him and her, it's an outlet now for her to vent her emptiness. The emptiness in which she has now, she can't admit that is because he is not there. He is her biggest fan. And now the lights have come calling. A little bit of money has come calling. And now he's the first to go. And the last thing for her to think about as to why this emptiness exists. This can go both ways. Men, if you dump your girl in light of a situation that seems to work out better, say a job, you go on the road because you want to make more money, thereby leaving your family and your wife, your kids, your girlfriend behind, leaving them to figure it out and accept it. And it's not what you call a team decision. That is a self-centered decision. And we all err. We all have done these things. We made mistakes. haven't considered the other person wholeheartedly. We made those mistakes to some degree. But again, that difference is that we somehow get some resolve within ourselves, and we come to our senses and we say, man, this is not more important than my relationship. And so we quickly wake up and start smelling the coffee. Speaking of which, so this situation here, I'm very interested in seeing how it pans out. Because like I said, I don't know which one of them are the narcissists, but this is so narcissistic because that devotion and loyalty that you thought would have been there and nothing would have been able to break them up, short of an infidelity relationship. And that could be something that's going on too, because you just never know. But I believe it is because of the money and the opportunity that came knocking, and they got into her ear and told her, we need you, we want you, not him. And if you hear these guys sing, it is just crazy. And the love, you could look in their eye, and I saw that they had that puppy love. They had that, what I believe was the loyalty between both of them. And something just came in and it zapped that. And so the narcissist will desert you because you help elevate them. You help accentuate who they are, even though they're empty to begin with. They come into your life because they see your light. They jump on board of your light, and they're riding the wave of your light. And it seems like they're contributing to this relationship, business, endeavor, whatever it is, partnership. But they're really not. All they're doing is giving you bits and pieces of an illusion that looks similar to support, contributions, having your back, finishing your sentences, doing things before you ask them, having you believe like, wow, they can read my thoughts. I don't have to worry about this, that, and the other. They have already looked into the books. They've already checked the finances. They've already deposited the money into the bank. I don't have to worry about that. But what we don't understand or didn't understand before we wake to all the devices of the narcissist, we took it at face value that because they deposited that money, we didn't check. We didn't get evidence, physical evidence of how much and what's in that bank account. And when it's all said and done, you've been took through the cleaners. They've taken all the money out. They've diverted it. They've sold off some of the stock. They've lost the house because they haven't paid mortgage in 2 or 3 years. And this is something I lived. My twins' mom, the husband told me this out of his own mouth. He actually ended up having a conversation with me years ago. And I talked about that in the video. And he pretty much divulged to me that, he was under the impression that she had paid the mortgage for upwards of a year. And he was giving her the money, thinking that she was paying the mortgage, all to find out that the house was in foreclosure. And she consequently lost the house. I drive by there sometimes when I'm in that area of town, which is only like 20 minutes from here. And beautiful little town. And I just see the house there. Some people bought it. They renovated it, exterior and interior, put a lot of money into it. Beautiful house in a little small town, quiet, no crimes. So that real estate went through the roof once they invested into that house. And this was a house at the time that wasn't that expensive when they bought it back then. And but she lost it single-handedly because of a drug addiction, of course. And see, narcissists are addicts anyway. They're addicts, notwithstanding the physical drugs. You are the drug for the narcissist. They need a hit of dopamine on every second. They need to be stimulated. That quiet time you and I, we relish and we appreciate. That quiet time for them is torture. And so this story with this couple and her getting these opportunities to sing and make an advancement in her career, I think when she's alone it is probably the worst times in her life. And actually, even when she's around people, she's probably still very much alone, because she's not really with the person who she truly wants to be with. But somehow or another, they manipulated her. And they're weak-minded, these people. Narcissists are weak-minded because their mind is not conditioned to loyalty. Their mind is not conditioned to sticking it out through thick and thin to the end. Their loyalty is not even to themselves, because they don't even know who they're working for, and they don't have an idea of what's driving them. Their ambition is not like yours and mine. Their ambition is to destroy anything good and to appear like they're good. So in the end of the day, they have given an illusion that they're the good one. Almost like the Nicolas Cage movie. At the end, when there was two of them, I forget what it was, Face Off, I believe. And he is cornered and they say, hands up, the jig is up. He begins to point fingers at his identical self and says, he's the one you want. And it was going back and forth. And they didn't even know which one. It's pretty much they were cloned, I guess. So it's coming a day in which society is already arrived, where the narcissist is very persuasive to the point where society is not even able to decipher as to who is authentically being honest and who's not. And to be honest with you, society doesn't care about the truth. The Bible says in the last days, people will believe a lie rather than the truth, holding the truth up in subjection, yearning for the things that stimulate their ears. You know, loyalty to family is a thing of the past. There are children that will roll on their parents, parents that will roll on their children when they're all in the same smutty, messy, muddy business of illegal activities. Is whoever gets to the deal first. And so I don't get caught up in the Hollywood, different things of this one and that one's being locked up. I do, however, it's interesting to see how things play out, because you as an empath and a chosen one who are awakened and wide awake, you already know how these movies end. So this is just food for thought for us, because we're seeing the Bible fulfilled. And being alone in a world full of empty people, you're in the best place that you could ever be in, because you're really truly not alone. Because in your alone time, you're able to hear God. You don't have the distractions that the world has. And that isolation is going to afford you a keen ear to listen to God's voice. Even you all who don't adopt any religion, if you have a healthy idea or healthy approach to who you believe God is in your heart, and you continue to channel that energy in humility, asking God to show himself to you, granted, you will hear from him. This is from my personal experience. I grew up in the church. I'll do a video about religion and how I think it's going to overthrow the world at large, because the narcissist has leveraged the church in spiritual matters. I just don't know how I want to get it in context, because I can really go in on that situation. Churches don't look like churches anymore. They're a fashion statement. They're concerts. But I'll leave that for another time. But this is the narcissist at their worst. I was going to say their best. This is narcissists at their worst. They will desert. They will defect. They will disengage and disassociate with anybody and everybody who helped get them to where they are. They'll stand on the podium and give half-hearted props to people who they want to give the illusion that helped them get where they are. So it's very important to listen, not what they say, but listen to their body language. Listen to the way, their lifestyle, how they move in life, how they pay homage to people who have supposedly gotten them where they are. And if you listen and you pay attention closely to their body language, it won't match their mouth. So they will say this thing and do another. And so this situation with this individual female, I don't think it's going to play out very well. I really see a lot of psychological issues, depression. I see a lot of things happening in the end that may not be, they may not be good. But the thing about this is I would hope and pray that she is not a narcissist and she goes back to that situation if it's not in fact that toxic or bad. She goes back to her boyfriend, and this experience helps to serve her in the future as to, I chose this over him. I now know that in life opportunities come, but in that I need to be loyal to those who have assisted and inspired me, especially if they're the ones who truly care about me. But narcissists don't look back and say, hey, come with me. You deserve to be up here with me too. They'll walk past you like they've never known you. And awakening paths, that is the road that we're taking. We could see a narcissist who we've known before, and to ignore them is a pesticide. They can't stand to be ignored. It is a pesticide. It is like you starve them for the very oxygen that God has provided for all of us in this world. So just know, don't feel like you need to be acknowledged for what the narcissist got from you and taking credit for, because the credit that you're looking for from a narcissist, you'll never get it. That being said, bless.